First thing, though, we have to discuss is this bizarre. There's a lot of weird stuff that has been happening with this whole Tom Brady thing, and there's a couple of tweets and stuff that we're going to go through here in a little bit that I want to make sure we kind of discuss. But for those of you guys that don't watch sports or just aren't hip to what's going on, Tom Brady won his seventh Super Bowl yesterday, and it was. I know a lot of folks hate to see Tom Brady win, and I get it, but this was a little different this time around because you have the COVID situation and you have the heightened advocacy of social justice is at an all-time high now. And it's weird because what happened was once he had, he's walking into the Super Bowl, of course, people went immediately to the fact that he wasn't wearing a mask. Oh, bro. I understand that you guys hate what I call it, or some of you hate that I call it a cult. But what else am I supposed to call it when y'all act like this? It's like every day I have a new story about these mask cultists. Guy goes and he's about to shoot up a gym because the gym members aren't wearing masks. People getting arrested and without bail, you know what I'm saying? And folks like in places like Australia, I believe that was a few shows ago that we talked about that. We all keep doing stuff like that. Like, what else am I supposed to talk about? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else am I supposed to talk about? So what ended up happening was, and of course she ended up putting her account on private, but blue check mark says that it's a video. Tom, of course, walking into the arena. They usually catch footage on this. And she says, Tom Brady could have used his platform to wear a mask and be a role model for responsible behavior. But no, she said she drew out the nose. So I had to say it like that. Said he had to be a mask holder. Hashtag Super Bowl. There's so much wrong with this man. Oh man, there's so much wrong. Of course, he's going to play in what is the big one of the most watched games in terms of American sports, American TV really at all, and he doesn't have his mask. This is a professional athlete, by the way. Doesn't have his mask, and he's about to compete without his mask on, of course. And it goes to show, as I've said time and time again, that this isn't about science or health or anything. This is about obedience, and this is about symbolism. And they prove that when they say stuff like this, right? Because of course it doesn't make any sense. He's walking to the deal. He's about to get out there. He's going to compete without his mask on. None of that makes any sense. Regardless, and as far as the more evidence or rather lack thereof evidence continues to not be presented in the asymptomatic spread when it comes to this anyway. Nonetheless, it's about symbolism, as you can see. Role model for responsible behavior, because of course you are only responsible if you put a diaper on your face. So they're going out of their way to find things to sort of nitpick when it comes to Tom Brady. They've done this for a while. Tom Brady is one of those that has been supportive of like Trump in the past, and they don't like that. Of course, they try to find any way to demonize them that they can because of that. Certainly. But when you're winning, there's only so much they can do. And this is what I was talking about with the Kaepernick thing, right? People would have been willing to throw the whole Kaepernick thing by the wayside with him kneeling and all of the social political stuff. Though Tom, to be fair, doesn't bring the politics to his job all the time like he was doing, Kaepernick. But if Kaepernick was winning like Tom, people put up with the shit, for sure. But because Tom wins, there's only so much they can do, and there's only so much they can say. So they have to reach. There was one that was worse than this, believe it or not. Let's go to this person. Unite in Justice for the Poor and Oppressed. That's what she put as her name. So you already know this chick is a loony. Let's see. Her name is Bree Newsom. She's an artist, a grassroots organizer, free black woman, scaled a 30-foot flagpole and removed so she's one of she was that chick. She was that chick that that was in South Carolina and scaled like crawled up that flagpole and took that down. And I didn't like Sean King like say that he was gonna pay her for doing that, and he didn't. That's a completely different story. Let's see what Miss Bree Newsom has to say. There's an enormous amount of racial undertones to this entire convo about Brady being the best athlete of all time in a way that willfully ignores black athletes past and present, as well as the ongoing systemic discrimination against black athletes in the court, boring me to fucking death, man, with these generic ass takes. Systemic discrimination against black athletes in the quarterback position. First of all, there hasn't been any athlete, black or white, for that matter, that has been able to accomplish what Tom Brady has been able to do. It's just a fact of the matter. I guess you could have made that argument, which I think you would have been stupid to try to make that argument that, okay, it was the system, it was Belichick, blah, blah, blah. I don't care who you are. You have to admit it was impressive to take that losing-ass the Succaneers, losing-ass franchise, goes, who was, I believe, 7-9 last year. They go in. They were 7-5, I believe, at one point, and basically went undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, this past year. And you took them to the Super Bowl. They won the damn Super Bowl. At some point, you have to concede the fact that the man's a goddamn winner. Like, you have to. You have to concede the fact that he's a winner. You have to. I mean, I know you hate it, but that's why people are talking about him in the sort of GOAT situation. It's not about his race. It has nothing to do with systemic. If anybody, black or white, was look, and you know, football in any way is one of the, if not the most hardest team sport to win in, certainly consistently, and to the degree, 2 decades worth of this, to the degree that he's been able to do it, is impressive. That's nothing. Of course, he's going to be talked about in the greatest player. Again, I think it's silly to kind of have this greatest of all time and have it transcend different sports, because each sport is different. But you have to admit that it's impressive. He's done what nobody else can do. He's done what nobody else can do. Or has done, rather. Can do or has done. Let's just say that. That's why he's talked about in his capacity. But the minute that he, is presenting himself as a winner, he wins. And this is the card that they pull, something about systemic racism and then discrimination against black athletes in the quarterback. Because if there were black athletes that were winning like the way that Tom Brady was winning, we'd be talking about them in the capacity that we talk about Tom Brady. We don't, because nobody does. Period. What he has done is incredibly impressive. But they reach Stretch Armstrong level, talking about racial undertones as if people are putting him in this conversation because he's white. Like, no, bro. He's a winner. And that's what's the former coach? Now analyst, what is he? You play to win. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. But you do play to win the game. And he is a winner. You play to win, he's a winner. Of course he's gonna, when you win 7 damn times, he's went to 10 championships, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to 10, if I'm not mistaken. Won 7. Of course he's going to be talked about as if he is one of the greatest. That's nothing to do with systemic oppression and all these buzz terms that people are throwing out there. These people are fucking stupid, man. So I get on Twitter that night. I didn't really even watch most of the Super Bowl. I get on Twitter that night And I'm sitting there between the mask stuff, between all of this racial bull crap, between the fact that he's a Trump supporter, all this other, just talking about everything other than the fact that he's a winner. And it's funny because Tom, again, he does not wear his politics really at his place of work, unlike some other people do. He's just a winner. It doesn't matter where you're at on this. You can hate him, love him. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. He's a winner. He's a winner, and that's why he's going to be discussed in the greatest of all time. He's going to be put in that conversation. This is what it is. And it didn't matter. And if Tom Brady was black, he'd be in that conversation still. It wouldn't change a damn thing. But when you're sour at the fact that he supports the guy that you didn't want him to support, and he doesn't, I guess he's not part of y'all's court in the same sort of, he's not in the same court as you guys when it comes to the mask, I guess. It's about the symbolism. Oh, my God, he could have been a role model, but he chose not to. He wasn't wearing a mask. Guy opposite of him was, and he lost the game.